Hi, welcome to Daddy Curb's garden. I'd like to give you a glimpse of my hot pepper plant that's done really well this year and how I intend to utilize most of these peppers. In the past, a lot of these peppers have gone to waste because I didn't really know how to use all these hot peppers. Well, I found out there's a really easy way to utilize these peppers so none of them go to waste. After you've picked your peppers and you bring them into the kitchen, the goal is to make chili powder. I've already made several batches and I haven't marked homemade because it's way hotter than the powder that you buy at the store. But you just take a cookie sheet or a pan, baking pan, and you lay your peppers all over the place. Spread them out. Now we're going to slide the peppers into the oven and set that to your lowest temperature. For us, that's 170 degrees. Ideally, the pepper should be dehydrated at 120 to 140 degrees. Anything above that, some people claim that you're actually degrading the flavor a little bit because you're cooking or roasting the pepper. But I've also read claims that you're developing the flavor. So I'm going to go with that. We're developing the flavor at 170 degrees. Now, how long should they be dehydrated for? Well, the answer is as long as it takes. Some peppers have more moisture and are thicker, and some are thinner with less moisture, so they will take a shorter time. I haven't had any problem putting these in the oven at 170 degrees overnight. By morning, they're perfect. Nothing's wrong with them. They're perfectly dried out, nice and crisp, exactly how I want them. I leave the green stems on the peppers because they're a lot easier to remove after they're dry. I just set up 2 containers, one for these stems and one for the peppers, and I stand and I separate all these out. To grind the peppers up, I'm using an inexpensive coffee grinder. This is the same coffee grinder that I use to grind my eggshells for my garden. Now the peppers are nice and crispy at this point. I just take a handful and I give them a squash and I put them in the lid. It helps if you kind of break them up a little bit before you get them in the grinder. Now this generally takes about 30 seconds. In order to make nice powder, I like to sift it, so I'll show you that step here too. It's not going to come out perfect the first time, so I just put it into my little sifter. And this is where you have to be careful because if you breathe this dust, choke you up. So I just shake it back and forth in a coffee mug. The stuff that doesn't fall through the sifter, I just put back. So what I end up with is a nice fine sifted powder and some that's still larger chunks. I run this through a few more times with some more peppers. And I'll just do this until my peppers are all used up. Once you get a cupful of powder, just add it to your container that you're going to put in your cupboard. This is very spicy but very delicious homemade chili powder. Thank you so much for joining this episode of Daddy Curb's Farm and how to preserve your peppers to make homemade chili powder. I'll talk to you soon. Now, if you like spicy coffee, just don't bother washing this out. This is very spicy, very hot, but delicious I just breathed it in.